Hi, I'm Wayne Ridgway of Burris and Ridgway Law Firm. We are a personal injury and workers' compensation firm servicing the state of South Carolina from our offices in Columbia, Lexington, and Orangeburg. We also handle domestic matters, which include adoption and divorces and child custody. We also handle criminal matters, including DUI defense. I want to talk to you for just a second today about our workers' compensation practice and the approach that we have to every workers' compensation case. Workers' compensation cases can sometimes leave the client with a little bit of a bitter taste in their mouth, depending on how bad the injury has been. One thing we want clients to understand about workers' compensation cases is that in a workers' comp case, you are not entitled to many of the categories of damages that you are entitled to in a personal injury case if you were hit by a tractor trailer, for instance. Just give you for instance, pain and suffering is something you hear about. Punitive damages is a damage you hear about. You're not entitled to any of that in a workers' compensation case. So what we do at Burris and Ridgway, I think that's a little unique, is we try to look at every workers' compensation case with a very critical eye, looking for how we might be able to establish liability against some third party other than the employer. One way this is easy, an easy example to use would be if you work for, let's say, a delivery company and you're out delivering whatever it is you deliver, and you were hit by another vehicle. You would have a workers' compensation case because you were injured on the job in the course and scope of your employment, but you also would have a third-party liability claim against the driver that hit you. So you would be able to collect from workers' compensation, and then you would be able to go and attempt to recover from the driver that hit you. That's a pretty easy case to think about. We run across a lot of cases where third-party liability is not that simple. We have to look into things a little farther. We have to look into things a little deeper. We have to look at the mechanism of the injury and how it happened and whether or not there was somebody else to blame. And so at Burris and Ridgway, that is what we do. We take a very, very critical look at each and every workers' comp case to see what might be out there that can help compensate the client for the categories of damages for which workers' compensation will not. At Burris and Ridgway, we offer free consultations at your convenience from our offices in Columbia, Lexington, and Orangeburg, or if needed, we will be more than happy to come to you.